to get food. The food was pretty fire. My Arista was a cool little hangout spot. It was more local. It's way more local than the park. Everybody just knows the park. But my Arista was like the real local. But now it's very dangerous to even attempt to go
Wow.
there. Yeah, because so
This was a popular place where everyone like to hang out at.
well, not my Arista El Poblado. My Arista was more the locals hang out there. I just knew about it
Okay.
from like going there and being on Google and stuff like that because I was living there. I was living around. I tried a few of these places, and the reason I left Colombia was because of the danger. And Colombia is like a nationalistic society, so they ride for their own in Colombia. So that's why these tourists are dying, and there's no investigations done. Nobody really gives a fuck. I mean, they say they're doing investigations online, but they're not really investigating.
Right.
They don't. They haven't made
Right. They
any
just got to
arrests.
do it. Yeah, they just got to do it just uh for public perception. That's all.
Exactly.
You know,
Public
but and
perception.
not long as they're Americans, they got to show that they're investigating and doing their due diligence to appease America.
Hey, question to the people, the 4 or 5 people that are watching. Are you able to see my super chat thing? Because I don't have a, I don't, I'm not on the VP. So are you able to see my super chat? Just regular. If so, cool, cool. I haven't got any comments yet. Okay. But anyways, so Africa, right? Let's compare it. We're comparing Africa, right? And I am comparing one country to a whole continent right now, right? Because when people talk about Africa, they talk about it as one place. They talk about the
Right.
continent as a country, right? So what are things you? So okay, you're in the states, so air to the ground. What have you? Obviously, you heard about Medellin, Colombia, right? It's very popular now, right? I'm sure you heard some things about
Well,
it, right?
back in the day, it was the drug cartels that was coming out of there. It was like the number one murder capital in the country in the in the world. Uh, Back in the day, so you heard the El Zelda Blancos, uh, Pablo Escobar, things of that nature. Of course, they got all the movies about it over here in the United States. They never mentioned like Colombia being a tourist destination until late, to as of late, right over the past 5 to 6 years. Now people are talking about Colombia as a tourist destination. 20 years removed from the drug cartels and things of that nature. But that's the only like perception that we get over here in the states of Colombia.
Okay.
I think the
Okay.
drug cartels are beloved by black culture over here in the United States.
So, what have you heard about Africa? Have you heard anything about Africa being a safe or dangerous place? Because they speak about it
Uh,
generally.
they always um, painted a picture as of these countries are poor. They're always in war. It's always phantom going on down there. It never painted Africa in the light where there's a place you should go visit or at least go back and live. It was always painted as it was war-stricken countries, and they were villagers. They really wasn't modernized yet, so people always have a
Right.
picture of them of people being a third world country everywhere across the whole continent. So yeah, that's how that was painted here in the United States, and it's still that way to a degree.
To a degree, right, right. So the perception of Africa is just slightly starting to change in America. I'm not going to say the West
Right,
because I deal with people from like UK, Ireland, these other Western countries, and they have a positive perception of Africa because in Europe, those Anglo Saxons, they say Africa is a great place to invest, to start businesses, buy land for cheap. And so they're told a whole different story about Africa than us. So The reason I asked you this is because, you know, since I'm in the travel sector, I'm living overseas, right? And now I'm doing YouTube, so I'm promoting living in Africa. I'm not promoting living in Tanzania per se. No, I'm just promoting
Yeah,
Africa isn't what they told us it was. What they sold us Africa is, as far as a place where I'm sure you've heard the rhetoric too, getting chased down by lions, attacked by monkeys, you know, cannibalistic people, cannibalistic tribes.
right.
You know what I'm saying? You're like
A
going
lot
in
of
the wrong area.
voodoo, a lot of voodoo and witchcraft. They like to talk
That is true, though.
about that. You know, it's always
Yeah,
yeah,
that is true. The voodoo and witchcraft, that is true. They do go crazy hard with the voodoo and witchcraft. Yes, that is true. That aspect is true. But even with the voodoo and witchcraft, they made it more of a boogeyman story. Like, oh yeah, man, the witch doctor gonna see you and he on your ass because he gonna kidnap you and lop off your limbs and eat them and shit like that for and pray to his deities and things of that nature. So they took a half truth and they just played it up. Now, the thing I'm wondering is why aren't they saying like, "Yo, Colombia is crazy dangerous right now. Tourists should maybe reconsider travel." You know what I'm saying? Because that's
right.
usually what the travel advisory does. A lot of people don't even know about using the travel advisory. Because when I was in the military and
Right.
I was a cop, I was working customs and immigration. So before going to a country or dealing with people from a different nation, you look at the travel advisory, see what's going down there. You know what I'm saying? They also had a like a letter of opposing nations because I was in Japan, right? I was doing it in Japan, so
Okay.
like when the Chinese came through, they had their own process compared to when Americans came through. It was more
Yeah.
difficult for opposing Asian countries to come in the country of Japan because Japan is a very strict country. Yeah, you know what I mean? They're very very strict. So even like Filipinos or whatever, they had to go through like a pretty strict process. I think Filipinos are anti compared to like South Koreans. South Koreans were pretty much just kind of pulling up. You know what I'm saying? But that's
Okay.
all because they're part of like status of forces agreements, shit like that. You know, they got American bases,
Yeah.
things like
They used
that.
to,
But huh?
they, they used to have an on a, about as far as Africa goes, they used to have Africa on National Geographic. So more when you did see Africa, they'll have them half naked out there, you know, flies on them, things of that nature. You know what I mean? In their traditional, part of their traditional customs back in, or their tribal customs on National Geographics. You know, as a youngster, you know, that's a place you can see the upper region of a woman without it
Right,
being
right, right,
rated R. You know what I'm saying? As a young
right.
man,
Yeah,
as a young
yeah,
boy.
right, right.
So that's
Yeah,
something
right.
that was another light that they used to show Africa in.
So I was looking up tourist deaths in Colombia. There was like seven, was it like 7 or 6 dudes that died this month? So Johnny
That's
Jerome
crazy.
found dead in Medellin hotel. So I just looked up tourist deaths in Colombia and I compared it to the
Right,
continent of Africa, right? There's more
right,
people more tourists that get killed in Colombia, one country, than on the continent of Africa, as far as tourists being killed. Like tourists killed in Africa is like someone who's being a dumbass getting fucked up at a national park. You know, like, oh,
right,
I
right,
want to go touch this lion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to
right,
get out.
right, right.
Hey, go touch
I've
this
seen
lion.
stupid stuff like that. You know that happened in America.
Yeah, yeah, right. You know, there's dickheads who want to jump into the gorilla enclosure. You know what I'm saying? They want to jump into the gorilla enclosure. And exactly, Gene, as Gene said, they're targeting Colombia, targeting Americans or tourists in Colombia, not just Americans. And it's not
Right,
specifically Black Americans or what, it's just any Americans. You could be Asian,
right,
you white, they see you American, they on your ass. They need what you
Right.
got. I don't know. They see Americans as targets. I don't know if they see us as just softer or it's because we're in their country and they have the numbers. And like I said, so Colombia and Brazil are very nationalistic countries. You know what I'm saying? But the thing I would give Brazil is they care more about the tourists than Colombia does, as far as like safety, shit like that. Because if you
right.
go to Rio de Janeiro, there's militiaed out police. It's like Brazil has like martial law. You know, like you're seeing military caravans. You're you're on the you're on the highway. You're seeing guys with Call of Duty guns. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's crazy. You know AK-47s, all types of shit. So
Right there in the
yeah, they
streets.
know Americans got money. See, and
Yeah.
maybe it's I think too like I don't want to totally blame the flexing culture, but that has a lot to do with it. You know, people
Yeah, it does.
going there with
It does.
you
It
continue.
does have a lot to do with it, but at the same time, they still know America is a national power. It's been, known for the people that have money, throughout the years. People come there and they always, had money, whether they flaunted it or not. They always had money. They always perceive America as like some type of savior. That's how America presents itself to the world globally. And so when they do see us show up in the country, they think every American that comes to the country is rich.
That's true.
This was
That's true.
that's over 20 years back.
That's true. But that's everywhere though. That's everywhere. Everywhere,
Right, right, right,
even here. Here they assume Americans are all rich, that we all live posh, cool lives because that is the rhetoric that's put out there that Americans are all living super cool lives. But another thing they don't
right,
understand is a credit-based system because they don't have a lot of these other countries. You can't get things on credit. Like you can't get a car on
correct.
credit and pay $500-800 a month for the car of your dreams. No, you have to buy the
Right,
whole car cash, fully cash. There is no credit, nothing. You know, like they're not. Even when I use my credit card, they're like, "What the fuck? Like you don't have to put in a code. You know, you put in the credit card because they're
right,
not used to that." You know, man. So even in more upper scale places like Nairobi, you know, they still not exactly used to it. They're getting used to it. But but yeah, man, I just looked up deaths in Africa. The only place I've seen where a tourist has been attempted murder was South Africa, and South Africa is very dangerous. South Africa, especially Johannesburg, is more dangerous than Medellin, Colombia. It's definitely more
yeah,
dangerous than Medellin, Colombia. But I would say they're not really looking for us in South Africa like they are in Colombia. You know, South Africa is more like opportunists. Like, oh, okay, boom, caught this dude lacking. You know, they don't know what
okay,
you are. We black, so they can't automatically associate us with being American. You know, they're gonna think we're from Nigeria,
right.
Uganda, whatever. You know, they're not gonna automatically associate us with being American. Just like in
Well,
Japan,
unless
you're
until you
black.
speak, until you speak though.
Yeah, could be. Then they know. Then they know for sure. Same with Japan. You know, Japan, they don't associate being black with American. They associate being black with being African. You know, that's what they're used to. So, so yeah, I'm just bringing some awareness to the travel space. You know, guys especially because I haven't seen any women getting killed in Colombia. It's just all dudes. So
Yeah, all
what I'm
dudes.
looking at here is all dudes getting killed in Colombia. So that to me, that's saying like there obviously some people are flashing, stunting, and obviously it's a setup with some people, right? Some people are being set up,
It's a setup.
whatever. If
It's definitely a
anybody
setup.
wants, you can hit the link. Yeah, yeah. Like last time. So what? What was the straw that broke the camel's back for me when I was so last time I lived in Colombia was 2021, right? what killed it for me was when I was living in Cartagena, they would literally try to extort you every day. The security, every day they try to
What?
extort you. Have a company,
Damn.
they say, yo, if you want somebody to sleep over, and this is some bullshit, right? You don't have to deal with this nowhere else in the world. If you want somebody to sleep over, right, and at your crib, you have to like get permission from the security and shit like that. Like it was crazy. Even though you paid $1,800 for this apartment for the month, you needed permission like a child. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. But I
That's
understand
crazy.
that when you think about it, the country is so dangerous. If they don't do that, you're
Right.
gonna die. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
so they don't do
Right.
that. They
Well,
you're
don't
gonna
they have
die.
that drug that you can they can touch you and you pass out?
The scopamine, yeah, the scopamine, the
Yeah.
scope shit, getting scoped, yeah, yeah. They, it's like fucking, like how they were showing like voodoo witch doctors blowing dust in your face and shit like that. The Colombians are doing
Yeah.
that shit. So,
Yeah. I think
what's
I've seen
up,
a couple
brother?
of
What's
videos on
up?
that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, what's up, brother? How you doing? How you doing? We're just talking about this travel space.
What's up? What's up?
So, so we're that drug's definitely scary, bro. That drug is scary. It's crazy. It's crazy. I never
Yeah.
got scoped. I never got robbed in Colombia or anything like that because when I was out there, I was very cautious. Same with Johannesburg. Like I would compare Colombia to like a Johannesburg, but the only difference is you're targeted in Medellin. You're not really targeted in Johannesburg, unless if you stun. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in Medellin, you're cool if you walk around like this without the like wash and shit like that. You're cool. You walk around normal clothes. I used to go there, fucking, tattered clothing, not like nothing really new. Because as I was walking around in El Centro a couple times, I seen a guy put a gun in his waist just in the middle of the street. You know what I'm saying? Just in the middle of the street in El Centro. Just I
Right.
walked out of a massage
Man,
place and
I just seen a video of Bandman Kevo down in Colombia. This dude went down there with that flashy rapper lifestyle stuff down in Colombia. Now he has the money to do so, so he went down there. Possibly had a security team with him. It was very. I think he was doing things that would get him if he was just a regular person or somebody that didn't have a security team. I think he would have got himself home out there. He could have seriously got home,
see,
but luckily that he's big on YouTube and he comes off as like an American rapper.
right.
So he got the red carpet treatment, so to speak, when he came down. So that was something that was different. But I think that was very dangerous of him. You know what I'm saying, to do that down in Colombia.
I agree. I agree. Oh, let me touch on this guy, and I'm gonna answer that. So I'm good. I don't know what's going on in Colombia, but I'll get a conversation from Andrea from Little Crossing. Well, go. Yeah, I mean that'll help you. Obviously, talking to someone who's living there will help you, but it's also depending like the city. So if you're going to Medellin, yeah, I mean, he could just tell you don't wear nothing expensive, whoop de whoop. Yeah, it's so much bullshit in Medellin. Honestly, you gotta like, don't wear this. Don't have any girls come back to your hotel. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. It's like, what? Fuck that. I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? It's like going to Afghanistan.
Right,
You
right.
know,
You
Afghanistan's
got so
probably
many
cool.
restrictions.
You know what I'm
Restrictions.
saying?
I don't want to go nowhere where I got a bunch of restrictions. Man, I'm ready. I want to go be free and be, go enjoy my experience without being restricted about everything I do. I don't want to be restricted
Exactly.
about everything I do.
Well, because when people talk about Colombia, right? What's the first thing they say? The girls are so gorgeous, so beautiful, right?
Right,
So
right,
they're ignoring everything else. They're just talking about the girls being beautiful. So life doesn't matter to them. Their lives, their own lives, aren't as important as the girls being beautiful. So they're putting sexual desire over,
Right.
longevity. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Being alive.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
They think with that little head, not the big head.
Right, right, right. But realistically, there's beautiful girls everywhere in the world, right?
Yeah.
Everywhere, every
Across
country
the
has
globe.
beautiful women. Every country has
Yeah,
beautiful women. So,
for
so
sure.
when you eliminate that, okay, boom. Let's talk. Okay, so remove the ladies. What else about Colombia is attractive? They say, oh, the culture, but they don't know shit about the culture. If you research the culture, it's a mixed culture with European, all types of shit, right? It's not like a real.
Right.
It's a created
Right.
culture. It's a created culture. You know what I'm saying? It's not a real culture. That
Well,
everywhere in the
well,
Atlantic slave trade.
they had to do that,
Huh?
that revamp their name because of the drug cartels and things of that nature. They had to do something to create a better image for that company to even bring tourists to their country
Oh, I
or
agree.
tourism in their country.
I agree because when I first was going there in 2015, right, it was actually a recommended place to retire. You know what I'm saying? It was
Correct.
actually one of the top places to retire. Um, a lot of people were retiring there and Portugal when I first started going
Right.
there, right? But it was cooler. They weren't checking for Americans. They weren't scoping people like that. It happened, but not like that. Not to the extent to where it's happening, constantly, weekly, bi-weekly. Every month, a tourist has died. You know what I'm saying? Every month. Since I've been out here, and I've been out for 2 years, I think there's only been one tourist that was killed in East Africa. There's been one tourist that was killed in 2 years in East Africa, the whole East Africa that I've heard about, or Tanzania,
Right.
Kenya at least. Uganda, it probably happens sometimes, a little bit, not that much, but usually those are people that are doing dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Those people that are dying,
Right.
whatever, because they do. Let me get to my comments. I'm monologuing too much. My bad. But I'm looking forward to going to Tanzania. I'm like, okay, yeah, you'll like it. It's safe here. I'll tell you that. You're not gonna die. You don't have to worry about getting drugged. Yeah, the worst you might happen to you is falling off a motorcycle, but that can happen in Dominican Republic, right? Falling off a motorcycle, that can happen in Thailand. Falling off a moto. I met Andre. My bad. He's a brother from America. Yeah, I know Andre. I watched his videos. I watched some of his videos before. Yeah, he got a wife in Colombia. That's great. Congrats. Proud of the brother. He's a very
Yes,
educated brother.
sir.
Dude's very smart. Very, very smart. Very, very intelligent. I've seen some of his content.
Shout
But
out to Andre. What's up, CP?
let me see. Yeah, I mean, he can help you out a little bit, but ain't too many dudes getting married out of Colombia. That's all I'm gonna say. They don't. The darker you are, the more of a disadvantage you are in Colombia. That's all I'm gonna say. And like I said, Colombia is a very nationalistic society. Most countries, people like their own, but there are countries where they're open to dating foreigners, right? They are open to dating foreigners. It's just harder with the traditional families. What I will say is most guys in Latin America, especially blacks, white guys, it's a little different. White guy, you're more likely to get in with traditional family. Even in like Asia, white people have the advantage globally. It's just what it is, like it's just what
Right.
it is, right? It's just what it is. Everywhere, even most places in Africa, white people are gonna have an advantage, right? Same with Chinese, they're gonna have an advantage over us. It's just what it is. I don't know why they conquered the world, right? And I'm not shitting on white people, nothing like that. I'm not racist. I'm just talking about the truth. They conquered the world, so they have an advantage. It is what it is. So in Colombia, places that were in the Atlantic slave trade, especially with lighter skinned people, they don't really see it as positive to be with a darker person because they always talk about lightening the race from
Right. Right.
colonizers, right? The settlers, the colonizers. That's where that came into play, being whiter skin, right? That's
Right. But that
that's
come from
everywhere.
whitewashing, globally, whitewashing
Globally, right?
every
Exactly.
country globally.
Even Asia, right? My
Right.
boy Realist is in Philippines right now. He was just out here with me. I was talking about his experience in Philippines. I told him beforehand that Philippines is racist towards black people. Filipinos are racist towards black people overall. There are some that will mess with you, but it's not like the good families. It's the bottom of the
Right.
barrel that's going to deal with
Of
it. You know what I'm
course.
saying? Yeah, who wants to be with the bottom of the barrel? So in Colombia, yes, you could get a hot girl, but she's probably going to come from a bottom of the barrel family. Not going to really have etiquette like that. I'm going to say she's not going to be the most elegant etiquette person. Cooking clean. She's not going to have those traits as well. Most likely, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be more of a I look good and I'm here. It's
Right.
similar to America. I look good. I'm here. My presence
Right.
is currency. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My
Right. Her
presence
beauty
is
is
what I'm bringing to the
currency.
table. Right. My presence is what I'm bringing to the table, and that's more than sufficient enough, and it's more than, or at least equivalent to, you spending your money on me, just my presence alone. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's these
She's the
guys.
prize, so to speak.
She's pride. Right. These guys don't even realize that they're simping. They're creating just more of North America everywhere. Even though South America is very similar to North America, right? South America is very similar to
Right.
North America. It's conquered by the same people. You know what I'm saying? North America, South America, America, right? You know what I'm saying? It's still America. But what are your travel plans? Anybody have shit, let me read some of this shit. My bad, I'm over here monologuing. But I'm looking forward to coming to Tanzania after I get my IT certificate. Oh, thanks, bro. Yeah, Tanzania is cool. Tanzania is very cool, man. It's very safe. It isn't as modern as a lot of these other countries. I'm giving it real, right? I'm just talking. I have no dog in this fight with any of these countries, right? I'm born American, but we're descendants of slaves, so we're still American. But when I moved around as a nomad, it wasn't really like, all right, I'm going to this country, I'm going to ride for this country. Like, I'm here, I'm nationalist, I'm really about this country like that. No, I was looking for the best place conducive for me as a man trying to live a good life, right? So I'm looking
Right.
for like where I have the most advantages at. Obviously, you're going to be some disadvantages somewhere, right? So maybe modernization, internet, whatever. You're taking an L somewhere. You're always going to take an L somewhere. People also look for perfection that doesn't exist. So my criteria for looking for places is number one, safety, right? Number two, price,
Right.
and then it goes down, right? So a lot of times when people are going to these countries, they don't really have criteria besides what do the women look like, not how the women act, just what do they look like. That's pretty much the only
Right.
criteria I need in these groups. What do they look like? Not how they act. They don't care about how they act. What do they look like? And
I think people are starting to care, though. I think people are starting to care
yes,
for
they
what they
are.
do.
They are.
They're starting to care a little bit more.
They definitely are starting to care a lot more compared to before, because I'm seeing it. Let me read this. It's almost like the ones who are doing this saying, "Oh, the Black American males, what are you doing?" Wait, it's like almost like the ones who are doing it. So, wait, what do you mean? What are they going to do to stop them from going to Colombia? Personally,
Right.
I'm not trying to stop nobody from going to Colombia. I just want to know why the Colombian government isn't doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Why they aren't, you know, basically implementing harsher punishments for people doing crazy shit to tourists, robbing tourists, shit like that. If they start throwing the hammer down on people, it would change. It wouldn't be,
Right.
people just attacking Americans in broad daylight. I just read about the guy that was shot in Cartagena, I believe. He was just shot recently. That's crazy, you know what I'm saying? You got people getting
Right.
scoped
For real.
in jacuzzis and drowning. You know what I'm saying? People getting scoped in jacuzzis and drowning. Imagine, blow some dust on you, you chill in a jacuzzi, you slide down, you drown. That's a fucked up way to die, man. That's a fucked up, not to
Right.
laugh at it, but
Man,
it's
nobody trying to die
ridiculous.
like that, man.
Nah, man, hell no. Hell no. That's what I tell people too. So imagine, right? You save up all this money. You become so
Right.
successful, right? You're able to travel.
Right.
at will, go wherever you want, whatever. Maybe not at will, but let's say every 2 3 months you're able to travel. You're going to Colombia, right?
Right.
And you get your
You playing the trip.
brain right. So you get your noodles knocked out the pot by a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? He comes up on you, shoots you in your head. Your life's over by some crackhead that wanted your Apple Watch. You know what I'm saying? Your iPhone 12, your iPhone 14, whatever, you know. He wanted some item you had so he could buy another crack rock. So he shot you in the face. That's bullshit, man. I'm not going to places like that. I notice places that have drug problems are the worst as well. So that's another thing you want to take into account. You know what I mean? Are the people there doing drugs? What type of drugs are they doing? Are they doing
Right.
intravenous drugs? You know, are they doing artificial drugs? What type of drugs are they doing in this country? You know what I'm saying? Like I would say Africa, East Africa, the most you're gonna hear about is people smoking weed. Yes, there are some addicts of wild drugs, but I would say those are few and far between. And those people were indoctrinated
Right.
by an Anglo-Saxon or a foreigner who came with the drugs and got somebody strung
Right.
out. Just like in Thailand, you know, my boy Child Versity was telling me, you know, they be bringing the drugs in Thailand, got the girls coked out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
got them smoking meth.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
their thing.
Tiger.
That's their
Got them
thing,
smoking
man.
meth. Talk to them, man. Yeah, man. Like it's crazy. I'm putting on my fan real quick. This shit is nuts.
Yep.
So where you're?
Yeah, man. Get it right.
Where
Go
you
ahead.
plan on traveling? Where you plan on traveling?
I plan on going down to South America and also to the continent as well.
Okay.
Maybe slide down to Dominican Republic. You know, one of my last stops. Hit the
DR
Caribbean
cool though.
islands as well. You know, those are three. Yeah, man. A lot of people go down and have fun, man. To be for real, you know, I've seen a lot of people go down there and have fun and have good stories about their trip.
Yeah. But even okay, so we talking about DR, right? Remember, I think this was like 2017 where people were dying from tainted alcohol in Dominican Republic, right? It was like a total of like eight
Right.
people. For the whole year, it was a total of 8 people, but it was broadcasted. Oh, I'm not going to DR. I'm not
Right.
gonna go drink. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, I'm not drinking shit in DR. It was like a total of 8 people
Right.
that were killed from tainted alcohol, whatever, mysterious deaths, whatever, right? But 8 people die in a month in Colombia. 8 tourists die in a month in Colombia, but nobody cares. I'm still going back. You know, I'm still going back.
Right. Right.
So you bought property in Tanzania, right? No, I didn't buy property yet. I'm waiting to buy property. I can buy property, but the problem is prime real estate, right? So I can buy property, but I'll have to live further out. So let's say I wanted like some cool land for like $10,000, right? Then yeah, I could do that a little further out, but I'm away from the amenities. It's going to be a lot more local, flooding.
So you can't get prime real estate. You can't get prime real estate, something along the river or something like that.
I don't got enough bread right now for prime real estate. You need to you gotta have like you know what I mean? Like
understandable, dog.
Yeah, so what I did was, I spent like I think it was like 10,000 or something like that, and I paid my rent for like 3 years. But you could spend less money than that and buy land in Tanzania. You
Right.
can buy land for like $4,000, even like $1,500, a few $1,000s, but it's not prime real estate. I don't want to live like in the sticks. You know, right now I'm just in the suburbs.
Right.
The celebrities live where I live, you know. It's not like
Right.
downtown, like where everybody goes, Masaki, whatever. This is like the family oriented area where all the families are. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather live in these places. Definitely. I personally, and that's another thing when I'm going to these countries, you know, like when I'm living in a place, I'm here to live. I'm not here to get drunk and party every day. You know what I'm saying? That's a vacation mindset. You know what I'm saying? If I was to drink every
Right, right,
day for years as a nomad, I would be in terrible shape. You know what I'm saying?
right,
I would be
right.
fucked up. You
Man,
know
you'll
what I
be
mean?
called the local drunk. You'll be called the local drunk.
Local drunk, big ass bare belly, gastrointestinal issues from drinking so much alcohol. It just wouldn't
Right.
be
Liver
conducive
problems.
for. Yeah, liver problem. It's not good for longevity. You know what I'm saying? If you're on vacation, it's cool, but living in a place, partying every day. But people do that, like in Patia. People go hard. People live there.
Yeah.
But the same thing with Cartagena. They go to these vacation cities, and they're living there as nomad, whatever, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? But I
Right.
prefer to be in a. I'm in this country. I don't need them to have like American themes or German themes to basically pacify me or make me feel more at home. I'm not.
Right. Right.
I'm not at home. I'm in another country to learn
Right.
culture, live here amongst these people. I left my home
Well, you
for a reason.
well, you
I
definitely
like
want
the
to.
culture.
You definitely want to get the national experience from the country you in. You definitely don't want to go to a country that's really westernized. Definitely ain't trying to do that. That's why the reason why you travel. If you want to do that, you can stay behind in the states. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, shout out CP for the cash app, brother. Thank you. Hey CP, I'm about to answer your question. Can you see my super chat thing, my super chat sticker, or to the right next to the enter? Because I don't have on the VP,
Uh,
and I want to see if it's still saying like super chat or whatever. Even though, because I'm in Tanzania, so Tanzania doesn't have the super chat thing, and I just didn't know if they would still let me do it because I can't send a super chat if I don't use a VP. But but yeah, if this was happening to non-black males traveling to America and they were getting scoped by certain types of women, there would be things put in place to reduce. Oh, of course, they will be giving people crazy time. You know what I'm saying? If you were like scoping people and shit like that, they would make a law in America to where if you were like convicted of scoping, you're given 10 to 20. They're gonna make the penalty so ridiculous. I got a private chat. Can you put my password? That's
that's me, bro. Don't read mine.
oh, but you can't put the cash app. You could only put the super chats. So if people want me to
No, I'm talking about on the bottom of the screen, bro. On the bottom of the screen, on the ticker.
oh, the ticker, okay, in the banner.
Yeah,
Okay, I got you.
yeah, in the banner, yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. This is this is more of the intricate level. I just started like this version of StreamYard, so so I'm
Yeah.
getting used to this.
I tried to keep it
This new.
private, but bro, you know.
Yeah. No. It's cool. It's cool. So put that. Hold on. Can you put one? Oh, that's you. Okay, now I got it. That's yours. Okay, now I got it. Now I got it. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me go back to what were we saying just now? I got confused with this whole Cash App thing. We're talking about these other countries. What exactly? I'm sorry. Fucking with this shit.
Yeah, you was talking about more of what's going on. You was talking about property in Tanzania.
Okay, but okay. So property in Tanzania, you can get for pretty cheap. It's just your location. Your location is what really matters. So if you want to live in Masaki or in Mbezi or just a nicer area, it's going to cost you. But that's everywhere, right? If you're going to live in downtown Atlanta, it's going to cost more than living in like the suburbs, right? It's just what it is. So So yeah, you guys might want to start doing research, going to the travel advisory before you go to countries, seeing what's going down in these countries. You have anything to give about where you're gonna be going? I'm gonna put your thing up. What? I can't talk and do this shit.
All right. I really haven't narrowed it down yet to where I'm
Okay.
going to head at. So
Mhm.
that's just, I'm just kind of really prospecting right now which place I'm going to go at. You know, which place I'm going to enjoy myself, of course, which place is the most safest. So right now, that's the only thing I'm really focusing on right now. Really focusing in on things I'm doing here in the States before I really get out there, so I can truly enjoy myself and truly be, free at the moment and enjoy my time out there and not be, restricted to, 4 days or 3 days, things of that nature. I want to be there. If I want to be there a week, I can be there a week. If I want to be there a month, I can be there a month. So that's what I'm trying to do right now before I get out and travel.
Okay, you're gonna get everything in order. Okay, I'm about to CP just said you don't see the banner. So I'm about to try this VP um for your guest details. Oh, okay, tell us about your they want to know about you, brother. What you're offering on your channel, things of that nature. Yeah, so they could, I guess so they could go over and sub, give them what you talk about,
Yeah. So
in your background.
uh, on my on my channel, I do I talk relationships. I talk family, as far as family structure. I also like to talk about Black history within the United States. Also cover current events, and I also cover the Florida Gators as well on my channel. So I'm a diverse channel. I also have a podcast on my channel as well. To covering those topics. So I really want to give diversity and bring education mixed with some entertainment as well. So just trying to stay in that wheelhouse for a little bit. Over on my trading channel, that's where I do all my charting and also showing live trades on my trading channel. That will be millionaire trader Alex Jenkins. You can find me over there as well if you're interested in trading and things of that nature. But I have those two channels, but primarily on my Spotlight Entertainment Network channel, I really try to be diverse in my message and in my programming. But I am a pro-black.
Hey, put your channel in the chat so people can see. Like, copy the link and drop it in the chat so people can
I
go
got you.
over
I
it.
got you.
They want to see what you're talking about. I put your cash app up there.
Yeah.
If anybody's cash app here.
I was just having a conversation with CP on my channel, a few of my podcast videos.
Oh, okay. Y'all already acquainted. Y'all already acquainted. The sun just came
Just a
up, so
little
I'm gonna
bit.
turn off.
He just came along this past week.
Okay. He just came on this past week. Yeah, CP's a cool dude. Very cool. Very cool. Let me mute myself. I'm trying to get this thing up. Damn, I didn't know that I had to always have on my my VPN in order to get super chats. Hold on. That's crazy. All right, so now is it showing the super chat thing at the bottom, CP? If anybody wants to come up here and talk about Colombia or their experiences over the world, traveling the world with danger, that's fine. My bad. I should have did all this shit earlier. I'm putting your trying to get your YouTube channel. Did you drop your YouTube channel in the chat?
I'm dro- I'm dropping it right now.
Dropping it right now. Okay, yeah. So, but yeah, just when you guys are traveling, oh, you dropped it. Okay, yeah. When you guys are traveling, make sure you check the advisory, see if Americans are targeted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure you want to know if Americans are targeted. Now, is it saying that the super chat shit is at the bottom? Because right now, how long have I been married? I've been married for exactly 27 days, but we've been together almost 2 years. Few months will be 2 years.
Newlyweds.
Yeah, man, it's cool. Oh, marriage in these societies. I would talk about that. Marriage in these societies is very serious. They take it very, very serious. Like you can't. People just don't get divorced. They have like a 2% divorce rate. Like people will separate for a while, the worst case, and then get back together and try to work things out. But it's very, very family based here. Very, very family based. All right, I'm pulling back my StreamYard up on my phone.
They say how long you been married to her. I mean, they say how long have you guys been together actually before marriage? Elijah Martin. We must have lost Tony.
Yeah, okay, we're good now. We're good now. You can hear
You
me, right?
okay? We good. We good. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
We've been together almost 2 years. My wife and I have been together almost 2 years. Is this one? Okay, this is the camera. That's cool. All right, let me drop my self off of this one. All right, so now we good. We good. We in the building. All right. Let
Right.
me
Yes,
see.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
all right, so we good. We in the building. I just needed to fix some stuff on StreamYard. So we've been together almost 2 years. February will make
Okay.
2 years. So
So you met
being
her
here
when
in
you
these
first got
countries,
there.
like
You met her when you first got there. Oh, he done froze up again.
damn. Okay, I got the VPN on. Oh, now you see it. Cool. I just put my VP on. That's why. That's why. Okay. Cool. So okay, yeah, I met her at the mall. So this place, for example, Africa, I would say overall Africa is a place where you can approach women in public and not get get cursed out or anything like that. Even if a woman is in a
You'll get that extreme pushback or dirty looks. Oh, trust me, I know
oh
all about it. Cold approaching is my thing.
yeah, cold approaching in Africa is really cool. It's really easy. Not 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 easy in the sense of being able to just sleep with people, but
Right,
people are
right.
approachable in Africa,
Okay, they're
so the
approachable.
cold
They're open
approach
to
to dialogue. They're
right.
open to these dialogues. So that's cool. I like that aspect. You could approach people even like you could go up to. Can you still hear? It's buffering,
You're
right?
freezing. Yeah, you freezing a little bit, brother.
I'm freezing a little. Okay.
You'll
Yeah.
freeze for a little bit and then come back in.
Yeah. Let me hold on. Let me switch something real quick. I'm gonna see if it still
Okay.
does it if I do this because I just put on the VP for the super chats.
Right.
So wait for your guests and yourself. So I'm guessing no cheesecake. Oh,
He got
no, that
jokes.
cheesecake factory
He
shit.
got jokes.
Yeah, no, that
CB
shit
with the
is
joke.
no. See, you can do coffee dates in Africa. You could
Right.
go like even in Asia, you could do coffee dates. It's cool. It's normal to go get coffee to get to know someone. Actually, people prefer that.
I really haven't encountered, those
No,
issues, man, as far as dating. I think it's all this new age within the last 2 years, 3 years. That's these new age things going on as far as dating and what places you should take a woman to. I think it's getting over exaggerated a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because I
I'm
never
not gonna
experienced that
lie.
much.
You said what?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say my like because my family is predominantly female, so like females in my family big.
We lost
Damn.
you again, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn off the VPN. I'm gonna turn off the VPN. Give me 1 second. But I was gonna say it's been a growing thing. The whole no. She was just there. Like you could just pull up. Like people just go there to get coffee. The mall is like it's just where people go to get coffee, hang out and stuff like that. In these other countries, that's where people go unwind. They go to the mall and shit like that. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Kind of like back
I'm
in the day,
camming
kind of
now.
kind of like back in the day, bro. Like
Yeah.
malls in
So
America
so,
used to
so
be like
are
that. You
are
can just go there and hang out. We lost you, traveling Tony. Yeah, but back in America, we can just go to malls and just hang out. Back in the day, that used to be a thing, man.
yeah, I just have
The
to go.
mall really used to be popping.
You said your what used to be popping?
The mall used to be popping back in the day. You can
Yeah,
go to the
yeah,
mall and just hang out.
yeah, man.
What
It's
there?
like
The
that.
movie theater was there and everything. The movie theater was there and everything.
Yeah, it's like that here in these places, bro. Like it's basically how it was back in the day. It's like they're behind in the times with like
At least about 20 years. At least about 20, 30 years.
yeah, maybe yeah. As far as like socially, they're definitely behind because they haven't adopted Westernization fully,
That's
like
good.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
really
they
good.
haven't because there's some things the West do that these countries just aren't going to accept. Like for example, you can't like in the Middle East, the LGB stuff, they're not going to accept
It's a
that.
no
You know what I'm
go.
saying? Because
It's a no
it's
go.
supposed yeah, it's
They've been having a
supposed
big
to be.
conversation about that over the last few weeks, over the last few months. They've been having a big conversation about the LGBTQ plus stuff. Like, I mean, it's
It's
been like
crazy.
nationally and globally. Yeah, because they're trying to force it on them. They're trying to force them to do that, and that's not something the countries do. That's not part of that ethical background. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. Not at all. It's not part of their cultures at all. Like it's criminalized. So just because, and even talking to some of my boys in the states, right? And I'm just giving an example, right?
Right?
So uh, it's
Yeah.
it's so crazy how they normalize things that were so taboo
Taboo.
or taboo to the rest of the world,
Right.
right? So being LGBT couple, you can adopt children, right? But to the rest of the world,
It's
that's
crazy.
crazy. Right?
It
That's
is.
crazy.
It is.
That's crazy.
I hate to
That's
sound like that, but
crazy.
it's wild.
That is a dub out here. It's not happening. You can't a couple of men can adopt children. There's no couples of men just living like outwardly. But you will see shit like that in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. But Brazil's really cool. Brazil's really cool. I'm not saying it's not
Yeah,
cool,
right.
but if you're trying to escape America, you can't do it in America. If you're tired of what's happening in America, the same thing you're gonna see in the USA, you're gonna see like a version of it in South America. It may not be as
Right.
prominent, but you're gonna see it. Like, for example, Brazilian
Yeah,
women.
it'll be a Latino
To
version,
me,
of that
yeah,
culture.
to me, Brazilian women are way worse than American women. Brazilian women are definitely worse. They're
Wow,
definitely
how,
worse.
bro? How?
They're
I
They
mean, as
so
far as like their code or their behavior, what is it? The expectations?
the expectations they so you have to impress them. You know what I'm saying? Like always. You know. Okay, wait. Let me see what we said. What I think happened to America? Ooh. So from me talking to OGs in the military when I was in and working for the government, I was looking back on some things, and this guy named Willie I worked with, real vet, super OG. You know, he's from the days in the government where people used to go to work in America. A lot of people don't know this. In America back in the day, people used to go to work in the office and get drunk in the office. It was cool. You know,
Right, they
people
did.
just be sitting in their desk and they're drinking whatever. I know I'm only 33, but I was in the military and I engaged with a
They
lot
used to
of
smoke in
older
the office as
cats.
well.
They were smoking in the office as well, but that was until MADD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So when that came in, that killed all of that. You know, there was no, which are understandable. You know, people's children were getting killed and shit like that, but by drunk drivers, that's understandable. But that was like a catalyst for feminism. So it went from that to a bunch of other shit. You know, like so we're gonna do this too. We're gonna do
Right.
this too. We're gonna do that too. You know, and it got crazy. You know, it got crazy.
It
So
just got it just. I think feminism took it took the society to a more libertarian or more liberal
right,
background. They was getting more
right,
liberal throughout the 80s and coming through the 90s. That's when it was starting to get very strong and potent. And that's when those rules, it was still taboo, so to speak, but it was more, I would say disco kind of like opened that door as well. Disco, because I don't know if you remember, do you remember how Prince and all those guys dressed? The one that looked most like a
yeah,
woman got the most chicks. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? So that
yes.
was a thing that was going on in the 80s in certain cities, So that was the start of the emasculation and the feminization of society.
He asked you a question. Kind of like a show topic, a topic show. Yeah. That could be a topic too. Yo, there's so many topics we could talk about with just like how America has changed. You know, oh, you're still currently there. So like, uh, would you say people are becoming more unhappy in America as time goes by? Are people seeming more frustrated with how things going?
No, no. From what I'm seeing, they're feeling the stress from social media. The ones that's trying to live like others on social media, or be this entrepreneurial giant. This thing. This is going on right now. People want to be entrepreneurs, which is good, but a lot of these people don't know what goes into this. Goes into being your own boss or being self-employed. But what's going on? That's what's going on, and a lot of the effect of TikTok and also YouTube. That's been prevalent because I can see it in conversations as far as you start having regular conversations outside of in the public. They are having those conversations outside in the public now. Then they're bringing what we speak about on YouTube out into the general public, and some of these people behavior patterns have changed because of it. You know what I'm saying? They are affected by what's been propagated on social media by some of the messages. So a lot of people listen to the most extreme of each topic, as far as like whether it's red pill or women hating against red pill. That they're listening to the most extreme stuff and they're being affected by this stuff. And this whole gender war thing, that's a thing that's happening and changing people's minds about each other. That's something that's going on here as well. As it in everyday life, not a lot. You don't see it yet, but when you go socialize, you can see it. It's a
Okay,
lot going
okay.
on, man. It's a lot of different factors, that's going on.
So what about traveling? Are you seeing more people interested in going to South America and Africa? Are you hearing more people talk about traveling? Because it seems like that has become more popular. Like I'm just saying from the shit
Yeah,
I see on social media, because obviously I don't live in America, so I'm I'm not really familiar with everything that's happening in America these days. I haven't been back in years, right? So I don't know everything, you know. Um, but yeah, so
yeah. So they've been, they do everything for the gram and for Facebook, man. So that's something that they like to do. So they are doing more traveling, but they're going to the typical tourist spots and posting it on their timeline. They're doing things for likes and for appearance and for attention. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a lot of them doing it just for personal pleasure or a real getaway from working so hard in America. But then there's genuine people that do want to travel and go different places. A lot of them doing a lot of travel within the boundaries of the United States, and they also doing travel outside of the United States. A lot of people been going to Jamaica, DR. There's a few people that have been down to Colombia. I've seen a few of my guys. They went down to Colombia about a month ago. So they're going. They're going. They're traveling. They're traveling more. It has reached the people that really doesn't watch YouTube and TikTok. It's starting to seep into their lives as well. So I'm starting to see that as well on my timeline.
so your boys, I'm gonna get to you in a minute, CP. So your boys that went to Colombia, what did they say? Did they have the most awesome time of their lives? How was their trip? Did you get the lowdown from their trip? How was their trip?
They brought sand to the beach, so it was more of a couples
Oh,
retreat, more type of thing. So he's like, oh, but yeah, it was more like a couple retreat. So they had a good time. They did have a good time. They enjoyed the experience. But as a man, the man just alone. They didn't do they didn't do that trip.
okay. That's cool. So you're talking about people traveling for clout and stuff like that. Would you say it's both men and women, or would you say it's mostly men or mostly women? Which group of people would you say are
It's
mostly?
both. It's both.
It's
It's
both. It's
both.
both. Okay.
They want to show off, that they're living well. They're
Right.
doing well for themselves. That's what they want to show off.
And people are promoting this stuff on Instagram, Facebook, because I got rid of a lot of my Facebook friends. Like pretty much now,
Right.
if you're my Facebook friend, it's because like we either work together on YouTube or you're cool, really really cool or something like that before, and I kept you. But like the ratchets and the hood people, shit like that, I got rid of all those people.
Right.
I'm
Right.
not.
Right.
I don't really.
But
I don't
people are
see them.
definitely more open to traveling right now.
Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Let's get to this. So, do I feel like I face some type of danger sometimes in your travel as a black male? Hell yeah. It just depends where you go. Like, so when I was in Johannesburg, right? So, okay, for me, right? I went from Brazil to Johannesburg, South Africa, right? I was super hyped. I'm like, yes, I'm going to Africa. It's about to be lit. It's about to
Right.
be my people. Whoop de whoop. It's going to be so dope. I was seeing a lot of good things about South Africa. I was listening to some people, talking about South Africa. It was really being promoted heavily, especially in this space. And this is what I want to tell you guys too. Like things being promoted in this space, a lot of times are by vacationers who don't know what they're talking about. So, you know,
Correct.
um,
Correct.
and they're just partying, dealing with the the women of the night, which is cool. Everybody does that sometimes, but that's all they're dealing with, and they're telling you there's a lot of people are selling dreams, right? So that's why I'm trying to be as
Right.
real as I can be on YouTube without breaking any guidelines and stuff like that. I'm trying to be as real as I
And that's
can
much
be.
appreciation to that too, bro. You've been doing a great job
Thank you,
doing that,
man.
bro. Just
Thank
to
you,
give
man.
you
I
your
try to
roses,
pick my
bro.
words. Yeah, I try to pick my words. I try to pick my words. That's why I take time to
Right.
think. So
Right.
I don't
Right.
say nothing too crazy. I want to, because we're going off the top here. This isn't like I don't have a script. Because if I were to read off a script, it would be too robotic.
Right, right.
It would be too robotic.
We're
I
giving out
tried
true,
to,
genuine experiences, through authentic
right, right,
experiences.
right. We didn't rehearse because you can't rehearse a 2-3 hour conversation. You can, but that'll take too much time. You
Right,
know,
right,
we're not getting paid off this shit yet, so not really.
right.
So but yeah, like as soon as I touched ground in Johannesburg, it felt like the depictions of like a northeast city during the crack era. You know, like it just wasn't cool. You know, like I mean, that just wasn't cool. So, but I would say in East Africa, where I felt unsafe was downtown Kampala is a little shaky. Um,
Right.
but not in the sense of them running down on you, robbing you. They will snatch your phone and just take off in downtown Kampala. But downtown
Right. That's that
Kampala,
stuff they do over in South America.
yeah, they do that everywhere except for maybe like Western European locations. They do that pretty much everywhere. Pretty much everywhere. You people snatch phones. I don't think they really do that in Asia too much though. I don't think Asia they snatch phones because I've been to like 5 Asian countries, I believe. I've been in like 5 Asian countries, so yeah, Uganda downtown Kampala is definitely shaky. You'll see like that like, oh, it's a little sus, but it ain't like Johannesburg. Johannesburg is very eerie. Johannesburg is a lot scarier than Medellin El Centro. Downtown Johannesburg is a lot scarier than Medellin El Centro. And I'll tell you why. Just off rip, there's no street lights. There's no street lights nowhere,
Oh man.
downtown Johannesburg. Like especially in the townships, you're talking about Yeovil, shit like that. There's no street lights. You know what I'm saying? You can't see shit. And Africans are definitely more intimidating than the little ass Colombian dudes. I'm just gonna keep it real. Because you're talking about these African dudes like 6'3", 6'4", yoked, like you know what I mean?
Right.
It's a whole different ball game, you know what I'm saying? They're built different
Right.
than the little Colombian dudes, so because it's like the Colombians, they gotta come up on you with weapons. They're not catching no fades, you know. You know what I mean? They're not catching fades like that. You know what I'm saying? I honestly don't think Colombians could rock with Americans as far as like if it was just straight hands, I think a lot of them would catch work. But in South Africa, they'll put the paws on you. You know what I'm saying? It's like some superhuman type dudes. You know what I mean? Like they'll put the paws. It's like Brazil, kind of like
Right.
Rio.
You know what?
Like
Were they
yeah,
superhuman,
tall.
bro?
I'm saying, you know what I mean? It's not like the run of the mill little guys that these people are seeing in some of these countries. It's more like a Brazil. Like if you go to Rio, you're gonna see a lot of really yoked, like tall dudes, intimidating. You're gonna see intimidating guys that don't need weapons. You know what I'm saying? They're just physically intimidating.
Right, right. They physically they can physically
Colombia,
dominate you possibly.
Yeah, and I think that's another reason why people might sleep on Colombia, because like they don't look as intimidating as like Africans, and I guess, and we're kind of like taught to fear blacks, like we have like an imposing presence, black people aren't. People of
Right, right.
African
But they
descent
always
aren't,
been they always been scared. They always been afraid of the big black man. The big black man
yeah,
get
you know what I'm
harassed the
saying?
most,
Like,
and they try to be physical with him a lot.
Like, let me see. Well, let me see.
I had a lot of my homeboys. I got a few homeboys that's like that, that's built like that. They always got attacked when we was young.
Yeah,
Whether it was
you know
at
what I'm
work,
saying?
at school, anywhere.
Have I been to Namibia? No, I have no interest in really small African countries. Like, so for me, I wanted to live in a top 100 city. Because like people say, oh, South Africa, go to Durban, right? It's like 2 million people in Durban. You don't want to be in a small city, especially if you're like trying to like build and shit. If you already have your wife, then it's cool. You got your wife, you got your life, your family, or whatever, and it's cool. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's
And
easy
then
to do. That's easy to do.
even certain cities aren't safe to bring your wife and children. Like I wouldn't want to bring my wife and child to Johannesburg. Like hell no. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want. I
Is
also
that
don't
dangerous,
want to
bro?
have. Oh yeah, it's really dangerous, bro. Like it's really dangerous. They just shot a white dude in the face in South Africa like a couple days ago. Like
It's
they
crazy.
got guns in South Africa. Like honestly, that's the only country in Africa I've been to where the normal person has a gun. East Africa, no one has guns.
Oh,
No
that's
one has
very
guns.
Americanized right there. That's very
Yeah, everyone
Americanized.
has. It's very easy to get a gun in South Africa. It's not hard to get a gun in South Africa. Yeah, thanks, man. I try to keep it real, man. I appreciate you, CP. You know what I'm saying? Being a part of my audience. My audience is very small, but I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I've been trying to build my audience for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. It's better say, but okay, cool. Switching back and forth. Yeah, we could switch back and forth. So if I take that off,
Yeah,
it'll
man. Yeah,
show.
man.
Yeah, that's cool. I just want to show, you guys' comments. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. So I appreciate that. You
Right,
taking the
right. And we
time,
definitely appreciate that
right?
too.
You know what I'm saying?
I know I do.
Yeah. I try to put people's banners up. You took the time to write me a message or write you a message, just us a message in general. So try to put it up there for a little bit until we get the new one. But yeah, in Africa though, the only place I felt real danger was Johannesburg, so I got up out of there. I'm not living in a
Right.
place that's very dangerous because it's just not. I don't want to die. Like if I'm gonna die, I don't want to put myself in situations to be killed. If I
You
get
want
hit
to
by
put
a
yourself
car,
in danger.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But you
Like
gotta
shit happens.
hey, right, but you gotta treat it like a dangerous job. If you have a
Right.
dangerous job, that's a heavy safety program in place doing dangerous work. So you gotta, even how you live in a dangerous city, you gotta have a heavy protocol and how you
Yeah.
do and how you move and what you do and when you do it and what not to do. That's a lot of different things going into a dangerous place, which in itself you should not be there if it's that dangerous.
Venezuela. I heard Venezuela is really dangerous. It definitely is. My boy, he's a nomad. He's an American nomad in Sao Paulo right now. He was kind of looking for a new place because Brazil's a letdown. So he was gonna go check out Venezuela. But I did some research, Chat GPT research, and news article research. Venezuela is actually more dangerous than Colombia. It's like
Yeah, they got
one
a
of
lot of
the
cartels. The cartels end up moving from country to country. They just have to relocate because the government be on them as far as moving illegal drugs and things of that nature into the Americas. That's what that's a big South American thing, is moving drugs into the Americas with North America.
that's the thing that makes South America so dangerous. The drug manufacturing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. And they don't have no problem being dangerous. It's like the Wild Wild West in some of those places. That's why it's so dangerous. Here in the States, you have law and order. You just can't go out there and just start going a killing spree without them hunting you down and killing you. Excuse me, deleting. Ooh, we lost Tony for a moment.
America. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, it can be very dangerous down in Venezuela. I know they got a beautiful country down there, but it can definitely be dangerous. As far as the things I looked up on YouTube and seeing what the other guys on YouTube have been saying about the country, and their experience in the country. So that I do watch vlogs on YouTube and just check out what what everybody's experience out there in the country. And if I can clip the video and put it on my channel, I will, just to get more eyes and bring more awareness to a lot of different situations that's happening around the globe. That's something that I really like to focus on and really have a conversation about on my channel. And that's why me and Traveling Tony here talking with you guys today to really try to enlighten you guys on a lot of different information that we've experienced or possibly researched, and and keep and give it to the public, give it to y'all.
That's what I've been mixing
But it definitely
my channel with. What do you think? Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but you can really speak on. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was gonna say I've been mixing my channel with research and real world experience with traveling, and then I like for things I'm unclear on, like what's going on in like America or something like that. I would talk to someone who's currently there, who can give me boots on ground, what's actually happening. Like the next live we'll probably do, or one of the next lives we'll do, would be like inflation, war, stuff like that. And like you were talking about too, beautiful can cause. Oh yeah. That's what these guys. They're looking for exotic women. You know what I'm saying? Like they're definitely looking for exotic women mixed with like black and shit like that. I don't know, man. Like people are just willing to. It's kind of crazy that people are willing to die for momentary pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe not
Right.
even a pleasurable experience at all. Like you go to Colombia, Medellin, you think you're gonna get some cheeks, and I mean, you done. You know
It's
what I'm
over.
saying? Like
It's over.
it's over.
It's over.
You sleep. So, but yeah, so your channel, you'll be putting more world news out there. You're saying, all right?
What's up, bro?
You said in your channel you'll be putting out more world news, like talking about what's
I
happening
will.
around
I
the world.
mean, at times, I haven't did
At
any
times, right?
world news, but I do more of if it was something with the passport, bro. Like I shared your video, or I get a share another somebody else's video, maybe clip it and then share it that way and give my point of view on what I see what's going on and things of that nature.
Okay, yeah. What I'm trying to do is similar. What I've been doing is something similar. Like I said, just mixing my real life experiences with research. Putting pieces of the puzzle together. So I get that. What I've been trying to stay away from, honestly, is just the drama aspect of YouTube, like the entertainment aspect.
Right,
I'm trying
right.
to stay away from that because that shit seems very toxic. Like on the platforms that cater to that, it definitely seems like it could go left. So,
Well, I got a little mix of that. I got a little bit of mix of that on my platform. So when you bring the ladies in, it possibly can get toxic.
well, I seen your panel that you were doing with the people, right? It seemed cool. Like everybody
Right.
was cool. I'm talking about the ones where they're screaming and cursing at each other and shit like that. Nah,
Oh no, we
like
ain't getting to that level.
yeah,
No.
I mean, having opposing views is just normal. That's just humans. Like we can't all see things differently. We all have different
Right.
walks of life, whatever.
Or see it through the same lens, and that's the whole thing. That's the point of me having that podcast, giving people different perspectives and allowing somebody else to have a voice that didn't have a voice, publicly. So that was something that I like to offer on my platform.
Yeah, man, that's very cool, man. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? There's different ways to do this shit. I like the positive channels. Your channel's positive. That's why I'm working with you. GMT has a positive channel. No Excuse has a positive channel. It's a lot. It's a lot of cool positive channels
Oh
on
yeah, oh
YouTube.
yeah,
You know, unfortunately, I would say, especially with this like Passport Bros space, the negative channels or the negative people portraying a negative image, they overshadow
right,
the
right,
positivity. You know what I'm saying? Like by a lot, they overshadow the positivity by a lot. It's a
right,
lot of travelversity, very positive travel. He doesn't even talk about dating or nothing. He's just showing life in Thailand. You know, going on boats, doing cool
right,
shit. You
right,
know,
right.
not nothing controversial. But I
Yeah,
know I'm
yeah,
going a
I
little
tried
bit
to have that
controversial
conversation on my
route
panel.
because
I tried to
about
have that
what?
conversation on my panel. The passport bro thing. I had a conversation with them a little bit. You know, the women don't take it lightly. You know what I'm saying? So when GMT Travels showed up, it was like, you know, they didn't know that was going to happen. So that was a surprise to them. So she was ready to engage in negative activity about passport bros. But him being
Oh,
available,
really?
able to speak, yeah, yeah, it was that he was able to stop that immediately. I think CP seen that recently. So yeah, it was
Yeah,
definitely
because
a good experience that I think they needed. You know what I'm saying? And really, he got some clarification for them as well. You know what I'm saying? Answer a few questions and gave them, you know, his experience as far as you know his encounters, you know, abroad.
well, because when it comes to Passport Bros, they're showing the absolute dickheads overseas, like people
Right.
doing crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you just got a new sub, bro. That's what's up. Yeah, man.
I
Shout
did.
out to CP. Yeah, CP just subbed you. Shout out to CP.
All right.
He just subbed
Appreciate
you.
you, CP.
Yeah, yeah. He just saw your show you did with GMT.
Man, thank you, my brother. Thank you. I genuinely, truly appreciate you. I truly do.
There you go, man. First live with me, got a sub already, right? Right, first
Yeah,
live.
yeah,
We
yeah.
got a
But
sub.
we've been in the, like I said, we've been engaging each other throughout the week. You know, I respond to his comments in my comment section. So, but I am a real
Yeah,
person, a
CP is
real
real cool.
CP. So,
Yeah, CP cool. CP definitely cool. Been showing a lot of support and love. It just started raining out here too. Damn, I was gonna go to the
word.
gym, but
But it's been raining all day
yeah,
over there, bro.
it's been raining
But
all
since
month.
yesterday,
It's been raining all
yeah.
month here. It was flooded. I was gonna do a video. Like I did the live stream about the rain, but let me see. Oh, let me see. It's talking about your show. A guest started talking about a guy talking about a guy talking about the Passport Bro ish that was like, man. So how are Passport Bros perceived in America now? Like, because it's more mainstream, right? When I left, it wasn't a thing.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
even think.
becoming more mainstream. There's guys that don't agree with. Some guys think that those guys that just really can't really get it together. They the guys that can't really talk to women. You know, America being is over here the women are so easy to I guess to have sex with, so to speak. So they're saying like these guys can't get sex here. Why are they going overseas? But what they don't understand is these guys ain't going overseas just for sex, and that's the issue with them. Some of those people. But now that they're experiencing guys who are showing up to their platforms and giving them some smoke. You know what I'm saying? Bringing smoke to their show. Listen, we got to clarify this. We got to get some straightening here because you over here throwing shade at us, and for one, you haven't traveled with us, or you haven't traveled abroad. How you have an opinion on something that you haven't done
I
or
just need
experienced
to trap my
about a group of people?
that you don't even know, right? It's crazy
Right,
because
a group of people that you don't even know.
I've seen negative comments about Passport Bros. All fat dudes, all wild shit. Can't get women with you, but that like we were talking about, it's not the issue of getting women. That's easy. You know, sex is so liberal in America. It's not hard to have sex, especially
Right,
if you're a man of means. You know, if you have some status, money, it's easy to have some sex. The problem is
right,
maintaining relationships, longevity.
right.
Longevity in relationships is the issue. You know, people are just, but there are a lot of guys that are just traveling for sex, which is true. You know, there are. It's
It
both.
is, it
People traveling
is.
for sex, people traveling for
But
relationships,
but
people traveling
I
for
separate
business.
those two. I separate those two. Those are just vacationer
Yeah,
travelers. They aren't passport bros because they don't have the same expectations and standards. That's what separates the two
right,
to
right,
me.
right, right, right. So, but you know, I'm looking at the travel news thing right now. Even in Medellin, robberies are continuing in Colombia. People are getting robbed left and right. You know what I'm saying? That's another issue.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, people
yeah.
are
I've
just
seen a video
getting robbed.
about a dude dying about his watch, about his bracelet. I've seen a dude die about that as a black guy. I don't think it was Medellin or in Colombia, but I know it was in another country in either Central America or South America.
Central America and South America are really dangerous. I will say that they're really dangerous. But honestly, it's really, to me, from what I've seen, it's the drug addicts. It's people that are on drugs that are like going crazy like that. The normal person who is just hungry isn't going to go to these extreme lengths to get your property and shit like that. A hungry person, you could literally just feed them and they'll go about their business. You know what I'm saying? Because there are hungry people everywhere, you know. But I would say there are, and especially in a place like this, there are people that are like literally on the verge of starving and they won't do
Right,
anything.
right. That's sad. That's the sad part.
Right, and they won't do anything to you. They won't try to harm you in any way. They won't try to harm you in any way. But you got people in Colombia, South and Central America, who eat every day, who have food every day, and they'll kill the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like they will kill you for that
They
watch.
just
They will
they
kill
it's
you.
just their mentality dangerous. Their mentality is dangerous. That's like going to a ghetto. You know, they're not killing you because they don't. They're hungry or something like that, or they're robbing you because they're hungry. That's the mentality within that neighborhood.
Right,
They're
right.
gritty like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a learned behavior to be gritty and tough as nails like that.
Who implemented that behavior? That's what I want to know. Like, why is that behavior common in places Anglo-Saxon
Uh,
settled?
I, I would say alpha bullies created that culture. Guys that
But
just
what?
that know that can physically dominate you. They did that, and they have a group of guys that will gravitate to them just to be friends with them, so they can't be attacked by this person. And then that culture grew. That culture grew. Then everybody wanting to be like him. You know what
See,
I'm saying? Ride nicest cars, get the women, those things of that nature. But this guy was an alpha male slash bully. You know what I'm saying?
see, they
That's
they
what
have
grew that culture.
so that I agree with that, but it was a group. Just from what I've been seeing, you know what I'm saying. I do believe the Anglo Saxons instilled that. You know what I'm saying. Wait, have you come across that? Oh yeah, all the time. Well, let me answer this question. How's the weather been in Tanzania? Oh, bro, it's just been rain. I don't know if you can see the floor, but it's just raining. It's raining, raining, raining. Outside is raining. Let me see. My man CP says, "How I come across African women that ask about Black American black males?" Yeah, all the time. My girl's friends ask her, how can you get me a Mzungu? That's what they call us. There's always, gringo, gaijin, Mzungu. There's so many different ways to describe foreigners, right? So they ask her all the time. Like even one of her friends' mothers is kind of like, I don't want to say upset with her, but maybe a little bit because she hasn't gotten her daughter a foreign man. So she's like, they were
What?
supposed to be like best friends. So yeah, they were like they grew up together and stuff like that. But a lot of people's mentality
No,
is,
that's a form of
especially if you're
brainwashing as
not family.
well.
Her friend's mother sees, right. So friend's mother sees it as like, well, I would say ignorance. It's more a form of ignorance, or lack of education.
It's
The
ignorant,
mother
but it's
sees
a
it
form.
as
It's a.
like,
I would say it's a form of hypergamy. It's a form of
okay,
hypergamy.
okay,
But
okay.
the fetishizing of the foreigner.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, because they know foreigners have money. It is. So they know foreigners have money. Foreigners are doing well. So that's why they see how she's living. But my girl already came from a well-off family.
Right,
So they already had some jealousies towards her family already. She already faced like discrimination
right.
because
That's a
people
natural
had money.
jealousy. That was a natural jealousy.
Natural. So the fact that she
Homegrown
got a
jealousy.
foreigner, right. So the fact that she got a foreigner that is moderately successful, doing well, way more successful than their husbands and stuff like that. They
Right. Oh yeah, that.
kind of added insult to
Ooh, that
injury.
hurt them women. That hurt them, bro.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
bro. That hurt
So
them, bro. They don't like
even
that.
family, even family members,
Right,
So yeah, even family members, because they were already jealous of her father. Her father's very successful
right,
guy. So
right.
just me coming in the picture made it 10 times worse. So just so she's
I
pretty
can
much like on the
imagine.
island. Like yeah. So she's pretty much like isolated because. It's kind of hard to maintain friendships if your friends are poor and you have money. And I noticed that even with myself, growing up, and having successes and failures and things of that nature. My friends who stayed stagnant, living the same type of life that we were living in teenagers, um, we don't really get along like we because we're looking at the world very differently. You know what I'm saying? They never grew up, shit
Through a
like
different
that.
lens,
So
yeah. Well,
yeah,
now it
different
became.
lens,
It's not just social no more. It's socio-economic now.
socioeconomic. What are your thoughts on the previous question I asked? Wait. What previous question? About the black American, like they want black American dudes. When you get that, I'm gonna answer this other question. That's you.
And the question was, my question would be for some of the sisters, what would be their excuse for American black males who date, who do date Africans from Africa or Colombians from melanated women? So black people in other countries or melanated people in other countries. He's talking. He's trying to focus his question towards the sisters possibly watching. You know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't
Or the
see
excuse
that.
they
Okay,
making
okay.
about that.
I'm gonna get confused a lot. Okay, my question would be for some of the sisters, or would be their excuse for Black American males who date Africans from Africa. Oh, they don't have an excuse for that. So okay, because I dealt with that too, right? So when because I had the red pill rage a little bit initially, like when I started coming back overseas. So I was, taking, if you look like my Instagram, shit like that, I got pictures with like Colombians, Brazilian chicks as I'm living overseas, just flexing, you know what I mean? And I would get hate, especially in my stories and stuff like that. I would get hate messages, and they would just say like, oh, self hate, right? But even though these women were from African descent, so because that's all I deal with really, right? So like, okay, cool. Um, came to Africa, and the self hate comments went down, but people just kind of like it's just like F you. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. They can't say anything without like what they want to say is Africa's effed up. Everybody's poor. They want to hit you with
Poor,
the
they're
stereotype,
uneducated.
but they can't. But they can't because they'll be coming for black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
Women, yeah, for
at
black
first
women
they're saying you
abroad.
don't.
Right,
Yeah. At first they're saying you don't want black women. Now you have black women, so there's still it's nothing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. They're gonna find a way
right.
to tear it down. It doesn't
Man,
matter.
listen, they always trying to argue against us right now. Right now, just because we're speaking on podcast right now, they calling us sassy. You heard me?
Yeah. That's funny. That's fun. Am I still eating eggs, potatoes, and Fanta? Yes, I'm doing eggs, potatoes, but no more Fanta. I don't do Fanta anymore. I cut the soda back. I cut back on the soda. I actually haven't had soda in a little while. I think the last time I had a soda was last month when I was at her parents' house. I had
I'm
Fanta.
drinking soda right now.
Yeah, I try to stay with because I already like carbs and sugars, so I'm not trying to add to it. So I mainly just drink water or
Right.
like BCAAs, protein and things like that. But but yeah, man, like so it's crazy. People brought up some good points. Like yeah, my girl's mother's store is fire, and that's just one of their stores. Like they have they have hotels like guest lodges and shit, like equivalent to like a Motel 6, like a
Okay.
big ass
Okay.
mansion type
Okay.
house, and they rent out each room individually. So they got like 2 or 3 hotels. They got that's for
Kind of
their
like an
electronics.
Airbnb type, almost
Right,
like an
right,
Airbnb.
like a bed and breakfast, pretty much. Except there's no breakfast. You get the room. There's a TV, shit like that. It's cool. In one of my videos, the hotel. I think it was. I forgot the name of the video. One of those videos. I showed the hotel where my not my best man, the my patrons for my wedding were staying at. I was paying for it. It's similar to a parents' hotel. They put them there because it was right near mine. Let's try to go for like another 30 minutes.
Right.
I know it's getting a little late, but yeah, man, just make sure you guys
Yeah,
just do
man.
your due diligence before traveling. Um, Also, I would say listen to what your content creators are talking about because you could get like if you really pay attention, you could see what they value. So make sure your
Right.
values are aligned because that's what it is. Is like
Correct.
finding like-minded people because like now obviously everybody's
Right.
not gonna like
Right.
everything. So when I'm talking to the crowd of people that are more looking for just a normal life overseas. When I'm talking about my time
Correct.
in
Correct.
Africa, my time overseas, my time in Colombia, why I didn't like it, whatever. My time in Japan, Asia. I don't like Asia because I don't like standing out. I like when you're black, everybody's like, you don't mean that. Like people are just
Right.
looking at you
Right.
crazy.
That boy turning heads. That boy
Yeah,
turning
what is
heads,
that?
boy.
What is that? So I don't. That's why, and that's another reason too. Like, so I don't do European countries at all. I've never lived in a European country. I've been to Europe, but I've never lived in a European country. And even when I went to Europe, it was on orders in the military. But I have no interest in European countries at all. As far as living, I'm good. I'd rather not do that. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather live with my people, be around my people, and that. But so what about you? What are your opinions on interracial relationships? Because I was on International Passports live stream, and he was
Right.
saying because he's pro Africa or pro black, and he brought up the topic
Right.
of but he likes Asian women, so he was like, can you still be pro black and be in an interracial relationship? What do you think about that?
I don't think. I don't think you can truly trust those people because they still have love for other races. You know what I mean? Whether you know whether they're looking at black people in the wrong light, but you're not being productive to the cause itself. You're not making a black family, making a mixed race family, which can in not benefit our family because they're going to become interracial daters as well.
So there was some theories
So,
around that. What were you saying? Continue.
but the only thing is, I mean, you can help the cause, but I don't think you should put them at the front of your cause or be a representative of your cause or be the face of the cause, whatever the cause may be. Can they I would say
Right.
you'll use the mafia way of thinking when it comes to those people that are pro-black but like to date outside the race. You just have to use those people in places where they're needed, but you can't put them in administrative or in leadership positions where they can control because they're liable to bring in the outside influence because they're loving, you know, the other race that they're dating. But I'm not against them dating out there outside of the race. I'm just saying it doesn't help the cause.
Oh, shout out to my $5 super chat, Zero to Hero. You cannot be pro-black and have a non-black partner. So okay, I see that because I've heard different things, right? And I'm not gonna really give my opinion fully on it because I'm not really sure how I feel about it, to be honest, right? So I've heard that
Right.
a lot of people do it for self-hate. So like if you get a white woman,
I heard that as well.
you do, you're doing that to have a mixed race baby because you don't want your baby to be, black and have naps and stuff like that. You want, like you hear the term
Right,
good
right,
hair. Or what is good hair? What is good hair? Is my hair bad because it's curlier and coarse? Does that mean bad hair? Who instilled that? Who decided what hair is good hair and what hair is bad hair? You know what I'm saying? Why is
right,
everything associated with our heritage considered bad? From skin color to hair, you know what I'm saying? Like why is that shit
right,
considered
right.
bad? You know what I'm saying? Like,
But they love our physical
maybe.
prowess. You know what I'm saying? They want to mix to
Right,
get that
right.
genetic for being physically built, strong, and the ability to run fast and jump high and do amazing things in this world with our bodies.
And thank you again, man, for that super chat, Zero to Hero. I definitely appreciate you, man.
Man,
First
shout out
super
to
chat
Zero
of
the
the
Hero, man. Shout out to
Thank you,
him.
man. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for these super chats. You know what I'm saying? My audience is building. Definitely, definitely, definitely appreciate that. Let me go back to what CP said. Of course, now when we're shown, yeah, man. Like they everything, man. It doesn't really matter. Like you could have a super hot girl, right? They will find something, you know what I'm saying? Like to tear you down. They would like with the whole doxing thing. I just learned about doxing, right? I'm new to YouTube, so I just learned like
Yeah, they
even
want to
consuming
pick you
YouTube.
apart. They want to pick you apart.
I'm totally
They want to
new.
dissect
Yeah,
you.
I'm totally new to YouTube. Yeah, man, like let me see what does this do? It's like correct with few exceptions, they can always go back on their own. Yeah, let me see what brother said. Hard out here for a young black man. Would you take a bad black woman or go on another race? Ooh, that's a good question. That is a good question. Honestly, I would take a good woman from another race. 100%. 100%. So I guess it can't really be self-hate, but this is where it's self-hate at, right? And I lost my train of thought because I got the super chat. I was so excited. And shout out again to my man Zero to Hero for that super chat. Hey man, look, people
Boy,
giving
your
me their
food, Tony.
hard-earned
Brother
money.
Tony.
Yo, thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate like somebody giving me their money. You know what I'm saying? Especially like not really asking for it. Definitely appreciate
Out the
that so
kindness of
so
their
much.
heart. But
Kindness of
of
their
course,
heart,
genuine
based
love
off
is
my
always the best love.
right. Just based off of my content, my personality, me speaking, they wanted to donate to me, so I definitely appreciate that. Now, so let me talk about the black women thing, right? So this is where it gets weird, right? Because it is. So what happened was, or what I see happening is, guys are taking their Western experience with black women and putting that on all black women. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You can't do that. Yeah, man. You can't do that with no race of people. Like as far as like relationship shit, like that shit is regional. What people think about. Let me see. This will be a good show topic for either of you. Yeah, yeah. No, no. We'll hit that. I think there's still safe self haters. No, no, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're in America. Especially if you're in America,
Right.
because at this point in
Right. Right. You know,
America,
those
like
conditions. Those,
you said, what happened?
I said those conditions in America have changed. So the conditions have to matter at some point. You know what I'm saying? In which the society, uh, ethics and morals and values is. So it has to matter. So it is a very good question, but you know there are, there are good black women. So they it's you can't really say that because there are good black women. It's whether you want to take the time out to find them because they're far and few in between. You know what I'm saying? So that be the case, and that be the argument at times that they do have that problem with finding that good woman. But if you're dealing with that woman right there, like right there, and another woman from another race just present themselves right in the moment, there is a choice to be made. Will you go with your moral compass, which I like to date black women, or would you go with with what's presented at your fingertips, and in that moment, are you gonna pick that good woman from another race at that moment? What's up, No
See,
Excuse
but
Entertainment?
oh, what up? No excuse. But I would say this too. Like right now, it seems like you know people got to take what they could get in America. So if you come across a good woman, and the
Right,
whole the whole black women being the problem, it's not just black women. It's American women in general. You know what I'm saying? It's not just black women
right,
because
right, right,
where did
right.
this shit start? It started with feminism. Black people didn't start feminism. You know what I'm saying? They use us
No,
as the forefront for their battles, just like with the trans shit, right? When they talk about trans and all that other stuff, they're showing a lot of times they're showing black trans. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
right. They
times
don't
it's
show the
black
white
trans.
trans a lot.
Nah,
They don't show
it's
that
black trans.
that's the propaganda at its best, working.
Yo, they're always using blacks to push their agendas, to propagate their agendas, to validate it. You know what I'm saying? Because how
Right,
do you
right.
really get people to care? You know what I mean? You gotta not only be
But
a trans, you gotta be a minority trans, you know? That's what they really
right, right. A double minority. And if you
double
if you're
minority.
a woman doing it, you're a triple minority.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well that's the two things. Now you're a black trans woman. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? You see where it goes?
Triple threat.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you got that triple trifecta right there. So they're going extra hard. You know what I'm saying? Like even that way of life is not how we originally are. You know what I'm saying? Like all the liberal black people aren't naturally liberal. People of African descent aren't naturally liberal. We're naturally
Right, right. But
conservative.
that's due to feminism. Feminism led the way and all these different liberation movements that started after that really slowed the steam of the civil rights movement to transition into the feminism movement and the women liberation movement. That's what that was. They stole our formula and hijacked it and changed the whole narrative about being about black rights and civil rights into being about women's rights and women's issues and women's liberation. That's what happened. And when that happened, that's when that was the turn. That's the turning point of society and open the floodgates for all these other people that want to cry cry wolf in the
Well,
general public and on public platforms. That's what happened.
we appreciate you too, brother. We appreciate you too. The problem was, I was like, yeah, we appreciate you too. Go ahead, bro. I just wanted to read the comment. You said so. That's because you're a little older than me, so you seen because you when you were born, 1980.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you were able to see more than I was. You know, I was born 1990.
Right.
So
Right.
you definitely seen more of a change than I was seeing. You know, so
Right.
how have things changed from your perspective in America?
It changed dramatically through the
What changes
80s and
have you
90s.
noticed?
The 80s and 90s really did the shift. The wave of rap culture, the wave of the rap culture was like the blinders. That's how you put the blinders on America or on the black folks in that time. And while the feminism was running rampant right at that same time, coinciding with it. And that's what happened. And when it happened, you can see the changes. The drug culture affect the communities directly by people getting on drugs. And then right on that, feminism was creeping in the door, and they was getting into more powerful positions. We talking about political positions and heads of companies and that nature. But those were white feminists that was really pushing their way through the door and changing the rules and changing the guidelines. Once they got into media, that's when you seen the change. That's when you seen the change, and that was in the 90s.
That was in
And
the
then after
90s.
that
Okay.
shift, it got implemented. And once it got implemented, you starting to see it creep in the late 2010s and 2011, 2012. Of course, Barack Obama kicked the door down for him, and it's
Oh yeah.
with this law he put in place for them, and that's what kicked the doors down, and that's when the floodgates open for all these different communities to have a say so and have laws in their favor.
So let me see this. I agree, but that's why I say a regular non-wealthy black man has to take the best he can get, not reject based on color. In my opinion, I would prefer. But no, yeah, you got to be realistic, bro. And that's where a lot of people have when it comes to dating, in my opinion, from what I've seen, even myself in the past, right? They have unrealistic expectations of what should happen in a relationship because we come from a nation that has the most single parents in the world, a very crazy high divorce rate. I think we're top 10 in divorce rate, top 10 or top five, right? It's
Right,
insane. So,
right.
so our family values, we don't have gender roles. So, of course,
Nope.
our households are being disintegrated, dissolving. You know what I mean? So, hell yeah, take what you can, you know what I mean? I, we need a reset. Gender roles play a huge part. If people don't have a father that plays a father and a mother that plays a mother, they're cooked, when they get older a lot of times, unless if they have the foresight to go out and learn. And that has been programmed inside, especially for every American black male. But there's hypocrisy. How is it that sisters can day outside? As oh yeah, but it's a lot of hypocrisy, man. Like when we're talking about America, men and women, or not just America, but we looking at it from the Anglo-Saxon lenses,
Western
right?
culture is a lot of hypocrisy with
Right,
Western
right.
culture.
Exactly. All of that shit is hypocrisy. Like super hypocrisy. I mean,
But that's been
there's
going on for
hypocrisy in
ages
everything.
now.
Right. There's
Right, right.
hypocrisy in everything. Right. Right. But it's like it's just blatant. You know what I'm saying? It is blatant. I have noticed that it is cooler for sisters to date outside the race, but when a brother does it, what I mean, it's a problem. Just like the whole light skin, dark skin thing, right? Remember, it was cool
Right.
when women like light skinned dudes, but when dudes like light skinned girls, it's a problem. You know what
It's
I'm
a
saying?
problem.
I have
It
peeped that.
is.
I have peeped that. I have peeped that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I remember, especially probably back in your day in the '80s, light skin was popping in the
Oh, it was big. The light
'80s.
skin thing was big. It was big.
Yeah,
My
light
family,
skin was
I
popping.
got it in my family. It's in
You know what
my
I'm saying?
family.
Yeah, I mean I remember people used to try to make me feel bad for being dark skinned in New York in the '90s. You know, dark skin just started becoming popular like in the last 20 years, 15 years. But before it
Yeah.
wasn't cool to be dark. But that came from that slavery, that colorism shit. You know what I'm saying? Like lighten the race.
Right. Right.
Anything negative is
Right. But
what I'm talking about.
they don't
Things are
understand.
negative.
They don't understand that's trauma. They don't understand that is trauma.
Um,
That is trauma that was brought on by slavery. People
we're,
don't want to
we're
recognize
so
that as a trauma, as a medical condition.
Anglo-Saxon trauma. They implemented so much trauma upon us. Like it makes sense. Shit's fucked up. So like I got. Wait, let me see exactly. And they know many of us have not caught. Yeah, a lot of people live in bro. This is what I'm talking about too, CP. Like when I promote Africa and shit like that on different pages, I'm talking about Africa. They're like, yeah, right. I'm not getting a spear. You know what I'm saying? Everything associated with our history is negative. Just our whole existence is negative. It's like they trying to erase our African side or whatever. They want us to all be light skinned.
Our heritage, our actual heritage, our actual
Yeah,
heritage.
they want to erase.
They want to erase it
We
and
don't.
degrade it and devalue it.
Erase. Yes, 100%. They want to devalue it. That's why I made the um, the topic like, "Am I safe here in Africa?" Because they make it seem like it's so unsafe, but realistically, you're way more in danger in the Americas than in Africa. You know what I'm saying? You're way more in danger.
Right,
In the
right.
places you're gonna go, you know what I'm saying?
You can die. You can die just for going out to the club, man. Going out to
Yo,
have fun at the club scene. You can die here in America.
but even let's go back to Colombia. In Colombia, you could die going to the club too because you meet the girl at the bar, right? But she's setting you up.
Right,
So she's cool with the bartender, right? She got a driver, right? So these are already like
right.
multiple factors of security she got to screw you over, right? You know what I'm saying? You at a bar she
It's an
knows where
elaborate
everybody
operating
goes.
system. It's an elaborate
Yeah, they got
operating system.
it's like it's organized crime at this point. Attacking tourists
It
in
is. It is
Colombia is
organized
organized
crime. That's
crime.
exactly what it is.
Organized crime. So what I mean? We're at a disadvantage. Organized crime in a foreign nation. Like me, I'm a solo traveler. I go everywhere by myself. I've had friends meet me in places, maybe like a few days later, but I'm a solo traveler. I go everywhere by myself. So when you're a solo traveler, you have to be more alert. You have to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people that solo travel, like I talked to another guy that went to South Africa, had a great time, but he had like a personal driver and things you normally wouldn't have in everyday life. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
So
right.
people take experiences like that and put that on for someone, let's say like you, who want to go to Colombia or South Africa, and you want to go without having a personal driver. You without having, so you don't want to waste that money. You know what I'm saying? You just want to go, relax,
Right.
and do it. So now you didn't have these safety measures put in place that this other guy did. He didn't even tell you he had a personal driver. He was like, "Man, I went. The club was lit. This club was lit." But he's not saying
Right.
he never walked anywhere. He never hit the pavement anywhere. He entered the
Nah,
club, entered the vehicle, entered the house. That was it. You know what I'm saying? Wait, uh, exactly. When we should talk about more about our history by us, ones falling for the game. Yeah, man. I do think there are some
that's what I
channels
focus
out
on
there
my
that are
channel. That's
real,
what I focus in on my channel.
but
That's
then
what I focus in on my
there's
channel. Like if
people
you
like
go, if you
uh, You continue. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, that's what I focus in on my channel. Like I show what we were doing in the 1920s, the 1930s, after slavery in 1865, and where we came from 1865 to 1930 or 1920, within a 40-year time span or 50-year time span, we made a dramatic leap from that point to that point. Also dealing with Jim Crow at those times. So I do discuss those things on my channel. I don't get a lot of views on those videos. They don't get pushed by YouTube a lot because they're not in the mainstream type of videos as far as the algorithm goes. But that's something that I do want to push in the mainstream.
Right.
But I'm just waiting, kind of I'm playing a waiting game when I get my subscriber count up, and now I can start putting these things in there and having these conversations with my audience and with my subscribers. But I definitely want to have that conversation because we wasn't just out here losing and really just getting pobbled by Jim Crow and white folk after slavery. That's something that's not true everywhere. And there was successful towns and successful cities more than Tulsa. That's just the one that get highlighted the most.
But another thing we got to talk about too. Oh, let me say what up to Joe. What up, Joe? I'm gonna get to what you said in a second, Joe. That's my man's. I met Joe in Rio. Even like some of the people that are watching. I met a lot of dudes overseas. Like Joe is a really experienced traveler. Like he's in and out of Thailand, Brazil. He'll go 6 months, dude, hustling, going crazy. You know what I'm saying? My man got the craziest credit card limit I ever heard about in my life. He go crazy. Shout out to my man Joe. But like, yeah, even when you're talking about there, by talking our history by us. Now, here's the thing about America, right? And I guess every nation, but mainly I'm gonna go America, right? It's because we're known for this shit. You got people like Mike Tyson who are plants. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. Those are the people at the forefront, but nobody's not listening to Candace Owens, who's actually spinning real bars. You know what I mean? Like real, if you really listen to what Candace
But she's
Owens
a plant.
says,
She's a plant. She's a plant as well. I don't agree with Candace Owens either. She's exactly what we were talking about when you're talking about a black woman marrying a white man.
That's true. That is true. That is true. But she does push black people to be successful and say we are not disadvantaged. You could accomplish anything. Versus like someone like Mike Tyson, who I did respect a lot philosophically until he started talking about his son as his daughter. His son as his daughter, who okay. Yeah. You could. All right, Alex. Whenever you're ready, man. Get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah. But yeah, talking about his son as his daughter and stuff. That was a little out of control to me. Like, I mean, like he's promoting the transgenderism. You know what I'm saying? But he's black.
Right.
You listen to what he says, and it's like I started really listening to him, and it's like, oh, Mike Tyson's not who I thought he was. Solo versus group travel is very different. Sure, I prefer solo, but some people can't handle it. Yeah, and I understand that. If someone is afraid to travel solo, they should definitely not do it. You know what I'm saying? If you're nervous, if your anxiety is going crazy, don't do it. They're definitely looking for the weak man, especially with no street. Oh yeah, definitely, man. They want weak men for sure. You about to get up out of here, Alex?
Yes,
right,
sir.
cool,
Yes,
cool,
sir.
cool. Yeah, guys. So next time we'll start a little earlier. We'll try to do like a 3-hour live. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to run it like 3 hours. I know you got to go to work tomorrow. So we'll probably hit this up again next week as well.
All right,
yeah,
I'm
man.
with that. I'll be here front and center. We appreciate all you guys coming in and checking us out, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, a few more minutes.
From the bottom of my heart, guys.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for coming up. But yeah, guys, no, it's definitely looking for weak people, man. America doesn't want people to be strong-minded, to think for themselves. that's why they're pushing a lot of this debaucherous stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, thanks, Joe. I appreciate the support, Joe. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate the support a lot. My man's Joe. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes I met in Rio. Rio, I would say I met the coolest Black Americans as far as like groups in Rio de Janeiro. Like I met him, my boy Jock. I met a lot of cool cats in Rio de Janeiro. A lot of cool brothers that are really, really cool, down to earth that I still talk to. You know what I mean? I don't even really. I would say Dominican Republic. Hey, thanks CP. Thanks CP. You know what I mean? Dominican Republic. I met some cool.
Appreciate it, CP.
Brothers
Appreciate you
like
coming,
Joe.
man. Appreciate you subscribe to. Subbing to me.
There's a lot of brothers like Joe that were really successful. You know, thinking outside the box. You know what I'm saying? You meet a lot of really smart cats that thinking outside. A lot of smart brothers thinking outside the box, and I really like that because it's like then just like even with this YouTube shit. My boy Travelversity, he put me on to doing YouTube. I had no interest in this YouTube space because of the trolls and the people who are propagating negativity. And honestly, I would say too, a lot of that's keeping Black people down, especially in America, is other Black people because they see you doing things like a podcast,
Yes.
and they don't want to see you, rising up. But it's the ignorant ones. It's not like the ones like Joe or the professional brothers like yourself, myself, whatever. Professional brothers usually want to see you do well. Not to say always, but usually are the supporters. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I've seen that side of YouTube. The lead attorney, people were getting support by professional brothers, and that's what made me want to go the informational route. It's like cool people.
Right.
That's where you pull in that. You know what I mean? But now if we're having panels and everybody's just screaming, talking over each other, cursing, whoop-de-whoop, yeah, we'll get a lot of views, but that's not an audience that I really want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really,
right.
I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like controversy.
How quality is that content too?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
All those conversations productive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna run it to 210, and then I'll end it. Keep it so it's even time.
All right.
Keep it 210. But yeah, man.
Right.
I realize a lot of things, especially coming on YouTube and consuming other people's content, because I'm analyzing and comparing and contrasting. It's kind of weird, man. Like you could blow up on YouTube for you're more likely to blow up for negative reasons as a Black man than for positive reasons.
It's the shock value. It's the shock value. They got it's called being a shock jockey. That's what it's called, being a shock jockey.
I see it. I do see it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some brothers on YouTube. I'm not gonna say any names, but they're known for being like poor traveler, broke traveler, struggle traveler. People want to see the brother struggle. You know what I'm saying? That's why they tuning in. They're like,
women definitely are looking for that. They are really looking at. They ready to jump on you with 2 feet, boy. If you out there struggling abroad, they finna bring you down big time.
Yeah, they want to see the brother.
And they finna lump all of us in that conversation. Right. Man, they don't know that's a white supremacist mindset. That's a white supremacist mindset. If you want to see a Black man struggle, that's a white man supremacist mindset, and they don't even know it.
They want to subscribe to that. They want to see your brother struggle so bad. They because I kind of peeped that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, they treat it like a reality. You know who I'm talking about too. You know what I'm saying? Like
it is. Yeah, right.
Huh? Yeah, they treat it like a reality.
I'm agreeing with
you. I see that shit, man. It's kind of fucked up because people play into it though. So I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, No problem, free game. No problem, free game, man. We'll be back on this live stream shit next week. My man's Alex got to go to sleep. It's one here. You know what I'm saying? Just came up in Tanzania. But Alex, you out right now, or we got
Yeah, man, I'm heading on out of
you
here.
sleep right now, or you run a couple more minutes, get more watch out. All right, brother. All right, brother. See you, man. All right, I'll be back on this guys next week.
All right, bro.
Thank you, my audience.
I appreciate you. I'll see you guys next week, man. I'm looking forward to being with you guys next week and having this conversation again.
What Joe say just now before I cancel this shit out?
He said, would you be mad if you couldn't get off the plantation?
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, but see, that's what it is. A lot of the hate. But you can drop down Alex anytime you want. I don't care. But yeah, that's what it is. A lot of the hate for the passport bros and guys traveling overseas is because other people want to do it too. You know what I'm saying? They're seeing you having fun. They're seeing you enjoying your time overseas. Other people want to do it too. Other people want to be a part of the whole. They want to be a part of the movement, but they can't. So what do? You gotta throw shade on it, right? You gotta make it seem bad. Like, oh man, those Negroes corny anyway. You know what I'm saying? All corny dudes. It's all corny dudes. But realistically, people going overseas have money. You know, even the guys going to Colombia, short time and shit like that. All right, Alex, I'll get with you later, brother. Thank you. Yeah, I'm saying even guys going to Colombia, Dominican Republic, short time, they're going, for 3 days in Dominican Republic, $5,000, $2,000. You're not spending all that in 3 days. There's no way you're gonna run up a check that crazy in a few days. Hey, Joe, if you want to come up, man, you could come up too, bro. Like, I'm gonna drop the link one more time. I'm just here bullshitting for a few before it's morning time, before I go back inside. I've been up since 3 a.m. trying to set this up. I was supposed to go to the gym, but I had to wake up to set up this thing. But yeah, man, let me go back to some of the questions I see. Yeah, the whole thing about the reality show shit, man, they do treat the U.S. like a reality show. Even people are so enthralled and engaged with reality shows like Love and Hip Hop, and people doing all this crazy shit. But people don't realize that reality shows, these people are paid to do wild shit. So they be like, yo, slap that, you slap her, we give you an extra 5,000. So they're like that, they do. I learned a little bit about reality shows on the ends. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'd rather watch a documentary. Well, obviously documentary. Let's go something else. I'd rather watch anime than reality TV because there are at least some philosophical value in anime, right? Like pushing past your limits, achieving what you normally wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Something you didn't think you could achieve, but you push yourself so hard you achieved it. That's all great. Those are great things to teach people. Hard work, dedication. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of philosophy in anime. But when you watch reality TV, there's no philosophy, there's no learning. It's just ignorance. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if it's white reality TV or black reality TV. It's ignorance. You got people screaming and screeching and attacking each other, just living like savages. And they want to talk about people in Africa, but you watch reality TV, or they don't even have reality TV in Africa, really. They have like those soap operas like they used to have back in the day in America. Reality TV isn't really big. They probably have some shows, but it's not big. People don't really give a fuck. It has to be like some sort of like mystery or something to it. They don't want to watch your life. You know what I'm saying? We got so, I guess, social media, like, I don't know, like controlled, that reality TV is just so powerful. I don't even see the house husbands or basketball wives and shit like that. I don't see the value in shows like that, honestly. It's just a bunch of ratchet chicks talking, trying to get dudes for money. They even show like those girls DMs trying to get, Trey Young or NBA players to get them pregnant so they could run off with child support checks. It's a lot of bullshit in the West. I don't subscribe to it. That's why I don't live there. But, you guys that do live there or are still there or go back and forth to America and overseas, I love when you guys come up and inform me on things that I am misinformed on or I am not knowledgeable on in America right now, because I know a lot has changed in the last couple of years. I haven't been back in America. Last time I was in America was like maybe August 2021. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've been back to America. I've just been here living life, And any guy that's, trying to go overseas and live life, you could shoot me an email. I'll answer some questions. I'm not gonna go in depth. This is the time to ask questions about overseas and get real explanations, like real full in-depth explanations, because I'm on live and I can talk. But as far as like typing, I can give you like some brief breakdowns of my experiences and stuff. But it's just easier to vocalize what I've experienced versus just writing it down. Because if I write it down, you can't really get the meaning behind my words, the emotions and stuff like that, or even the pain if I'm talking about an L overseas, because I have taken L's overseas. And that's another thing too. I made a community post about it. You guys that are moving overseas, or have dreams of living overseas, it's not a perfect existence. Perfection doesn't exist. I've talked about perfection doesn't exist. Also, people who are looking for a traditional relationship, traditional wife, forget everything America taught you. Forget everything you learned in the West about relationships, how relationships are maintained, all of that, Just forget all of that. And when you get in your country that you want to be in, learn from the people there how they do it. How have they kept their family? That's why I say too, get a girl from a 2-parent home. And I'm speaking to the guys, even though I have female viewers right now, is because I can't really speak on that aspect. But yeah, get a girl from a 2-parent home. You want to marry or whatever, what I'm saying? Especially if you don't come from one and you live in one of these other societies, because they got a lot of game they can give you, bro. I learned a lot from my girl's father without him even speaking, just by watching his movements, his actions. He's very stoic, doesn't use energy, doesn't raise his voice. What I'm saying? Very, very cool dude. Made me even go into more stoicism. What I'm saying? I've looked in and studied stoicism a little bit before in the past, but I never really practiced it. I've been practicing stoicism in my time in Africa, and it actually has had a profound influence and impact on my life. What I'm saying? Just by relaxing, just calming down, not using power and energy for every situation. Even when I come across the trolls on here, they don't bother me anymore. The trolls are unhappy people. And for you guys who want to get on YouTube but may be self-conscious for whatever reason, or maybe self-conscious for whatever reason, just do it, man. Take the leap. It's a lot of guys on here with great information that are nomads, that are afraid to come forward and speak, because when you do go on YouTube and you are putting yourself out there, you are opening yourself up for criticism. So if you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. I definitely agree. If you can't take the criticism, then don't get on YouTube. You're going to get, people are going to call you, say you're unknowledgeable, you don't know what you're talking about, even if you're actually living it or you're doing it, even if you're a doctor, right? And you're a surgeon, you've been a surgeon 20 years and you're talking about surgical procedures, proper way to handle it, whatever, you're going to get naysayers. You're going to get people that are going to say what you're talking about is incorrect. You don't know how to perform surgery, and it'll be like some 22-year-old kid that doesn't know anything, You could have been a surgeon for 20 years. So just keep all that in mind. Even living in these countries, um, like for example, here things are analog. Yes, you can use M-Pesa. It does work, um, but it's a little slower. It may not be as efficient as Kenya or as easy as Kenya, but people here do use M-Pesa every day. I see people use M-Pesa every time I go to a supermarket or shop. People use it. They have Hollow Pesa, whatever, cash. But you know, they're just coming into the digital age of like credit cards and things of that nature. They made it, building my little audience. You know, you guys could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I really do appreciate that. I'm definitely humbled by Africa. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all my subscribers. Thank you very much. I'll be back next week. More live streams. If you have any ideas for topics you want to hear about, you can also shoot me those. Damn. Okay. Yeah, I am familiar with 4 continents. So North America, South America, Asia, and Africa. Those are my expertise. Western Europe and Europe. I have friends who live in those places. So if you guys want more information on like Western Europe, that I can get that for you. But Western Europe is pretty much the same as America. I mean, the same shit that's happening in America is happening in you know, places like France. France is going through it right now with the refugees. They're going crazy, tearing the country up. I hope that doesn't happen to America, but I'm seeing on the news and stuff that, you know, places like New York are having issues with refugees. I don't know if crime is coming with the refugees in America right now, but I know there's definitely an issue with space and I think resources as well. But yeah, if anybody has any questions, you know, ask away. I'll be on here for a few more minutes. I'm gonna give it to 2:30, and then I'm gonna go inside and eat. Well, I'm gonna go back to sleep. Actually, I'm not gonna eat. It's only what time is it here? 7:47 a.m. So after this, yeah, I'm gonna go back and sleep. I've been up since 3. So if anybody has any questions about Tanzania or Africa, ask away, or you can send me an email or comment under the video, things you want to know about in Africa or South America. If you want to relocate to South America, I mean, good luck. I would say if you're gonna go to if you want to live in a Spanish country, I would definitely put Brazil up there as a place to live. If you're not doing it just for women, if you want to live in another place just to live in another place, and that's another thing I would say too, you guys. Don't go to a place just for like women to live, because that's not, you know what I'm saying, like just because of how they look. Yeah, I mean, beautiful women, you don't want to go live in a place just because beautiful women and you don't know anything else about the place, you know, like safety, shit like that. You know what I mean? You don't want to die for some coochie. I don't, and I would assume that most of my viewers don't, because a lot of you guys are very, very intelligent. You know, I could just tell by reading the comments. You guys know what you're talking about. Very knowledgeable people. Free Game, Joe, CP. You guys are very smart. Eddie, I don't know if you're in here. Are you in here, Eddie, watching this video? Shout out to Uncle Eddie, man. Shout out to No Excuse too. No Excuse, a very cool dude. Shout out to my brothers. You know what I'm saying? I actually want to make a video about why more black content creators overseas don't work together. You know, that to me that seems like it would be a very positive thing for Passport Bros. If you know you got the bigger name people, maybe like you get Austin, you get Travelversity, You get Zoom to Thailand, you get O'Shea, yeah, I mean, all together. And they're just having like a live stream panel talking about the countries they're in, you know, safety issues and things of that nature. You know, pricing. Pricing is like the main thing. Second to safety, I would say pricing. You want to know like what the rent costs. And another thing for the people that think Africa is like super expensive or is told Africa is super expensive for nomading and stuff like that, that's only if you go furnished. If you get your house unfurnished, by unfurnished in Africa, they mean absolutely nothing, right? No furniture. You just get the house. You know what I mean? Where you could get ACs and stuff like that, but you're gonna pay for that. Those are all luxuries, right? I got AC, so I paid more to have a house with air conditioners versus a house without air conditioning. But even a house without air conditioning, you can add it. You know, the price of these air conditioners that kind of like get set up in the Airbnbs, the ones you guys see or whatever, they run about $300 for a really basic one. You can get a really basic air conditioner for about $300. I'm actually going to show you guys what it looks like outside before I get off live, so you can see rain season. You know what I'm saying? Some more of the effects of rain season in Africa. Oh, let's go for a little walk. Unclip this thing. Damn, this ring light's crazy. But yeah, coming to Tanzania or any country during season, rain season is just equivalent to like winter, right? Kind of like dealing with snow. You got to deal with snow in the Northeast, and in places like Chicago, the Midwest, you got to deal with snow. It's a nuisance. So the nuisance here is rain. Rain is the nuisance in these countries, even in Kenya, right? Rain is a nuisance. So, you know, the rain will definitely just give you like shit like that. I don't know if you guys could see like this huge puddle right here. It's like a lake. It goes all the way down the road. Goes all the way down the road, that huge ass lake. And people just walk through that shit. They don't even give a fuck. They're used to it. I appreciate you guys for still watching, though. All 6 people that are still in the building. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are giving me some great watch hours. I appreciate it. This is a push for monetization. So, well, I'm already monetized, but you know, I just need my last 700 hours. So for my to put the ads on my videos. Right now, I'm only monetized for super chats. But yeah, if anybody, you know, has any more questions, I'll be on here for another minute. I'm going back in the house, setting up. That's about it, man. No more questions. Cool. I'm glad I was able to show you guys some of Tanzania and educate you on some things going on here in Tanzania and around the world. My experiences, at least give you guys my experience. Like I said again, thank you for showing up. Drop any live stream topics. Like I said, you could drop it under the comment. You can email me. You could hit me on Instagram. The Instagram is the same as my on YouTube, Traveling Tony 90. You could hit me on there, ask me what any questions you want. Or you know, try to, you know, just hit me a couple questions, not too many questions, you know what I'm saying? But thank you guys. I'll be back on this next week. I hope you guys enjoy my video coming out tomorrow. It's gonna show some cool things in the village, things I didn't show before. Thanks.